Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of Learn One Simple Strategy, presented by Real Life Trading. And of course, it's entirely free. Ladies and gentlemen from all over the world and those watching on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. How are you? Are you doing amazing? You doing good? I hope you're doing great. Brady Elliott in the building. What's going on, my friend? How are you, Brady? Glad to have you here. Brandon Tucker, Carmen Hobbs. It's been a while. Oh my goodness. Daryl, the Duke fan Marshall. What's up, buddy? You doing well? Vlad is doing awesome. Glad to have you here. Doug, what's going on, my man? Drew Raymond. How's the family, Drew? Hope you're doing well. Isaac, I emailed you earlier. Isaac, did you get that? Hope you did. Jason, what's going on, Jason? How are you? Vinny's in the building. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Got some good stuff here. Fantastic, fantastic. Everyone's piling in. Wonderful. Let me go ahead and get my screen sharing turned on here. Boom, boom. All right. Screen sharing is on. Type in a 1 if you guys can see my screen. He says, what's up, Newsom? Not too much, man. How are you? So first and foremost, I would like to say for those of you who are watching this recording or potentially you're watching it recorded, this is the second time ever that we've done this webinar service. It's called Zoom, and it's new, and we're trying it out. Seeing if it can work from iPads, iPhones, tablets, the internet, because our previous customer didn't have it anymore. So, yeah, looks pretty good. Linderman says, iPad error works, but can't get Chromebook on. All right, well, once that turns on, let me know. All right, got a lot of ones. This is wonderful. Fantastic. Excited. Wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our goal today is going to be to discuss some interesting and hopefully semi-basic principles of trading and talk a little bit about the simplicity of trading. What it is, why it works, how it works. There's going to be a lot of discipline discussions, I guess is going to be the best way to put it. A lot of discipline discussions, talk about some chats I've had with traders recently, and really if I could give you a demographic for who I hope to reach with today's presentation is going to be traders who either A, are brand new to trading and are looking to start trading, or B, have been around the boxing ring of the market for quite a while and aren't profitable yet. And that's probably the majority of people out there, right? I know I can look at a few names right here and I can say, okay, boom, I know a few traders right now who are making money. That's fantastic. But for those of you who are not, maybe you're break even or maybe you're right on the cusp, I want to divulge a little bit about, and I'm not going to say the word secret very often, but this is a very interesting component of trading, and it's about simplicity, right? Trading is all about simplicity, removing variables, keeping it simple, discipline, patience, focus. It's all in here. It's all in your mind. So let me first start off by pulling up a text message chain from a good buddy of mine and kind of reading through this once I kind of scroll down here a little bit. All right, perfect. Give me a few quick seconds. I should have this ready to go, but I'm just going to pull it up. All right. Wonderful. So his question was, he was texting me. He was like, hey, man, how'd you do this month? He checks on me pretty often. He's like, how'd you do? I was like, well, did pretty good. Got 8R this month. That was June. So in June, day trading, I got 8Rs, which, as you guys know, or maybe you don't, that's about 8% at the smallest level, or it can be as much as 16, depending if you're using 1% or 2% of risk on your trading account. So it's pretty good, right? What's up, Mr. Smith? How are you? So I was texting him, mentioning that to him, and he's like, man, that's really awesome. That's great. I love it. And we were talking about travel plans and things like that. And then I just kind of mentioned, hey, man, he's like, what's your setup? I was telling him about my setup. He goes, well, to me, minimalism is actually at its finest when you can turn a profit. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. That's what I did this month. I think that's incredible. I really hope someday I can turn that kind of profit. Just don't know if it's possible swing trading, though. So his comment. And then his reply to me after I said, it's all about focus. If you just swing traded 2 stocks with a crazy simple strategy, it would work. And then his reply was, is there 1 or 2 strategies that are more or less foolproof. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm going to try to give you guys today. Okay? Are you ready? Type in a 3 if you're ready for some foolproof swing trading plans. Now, I will talk a little bit about day trading. This strategy, the interesting part about this strategy, and again, there's going to be a lot of discussion. There's going to be a lot of just talking in general in this particular webinar, so listen close, take a lot of notes. Hopefully the webcam's working. You should be able to see me, see you. I can't see you, but you guys can see me. I want to talk about that today, and there's a lot of discussion just about the focus and the mental capacities of traders, because what I have found over years and years of practicing, and then years and years of losses, and then years and years of trading. I say years and years. I've been doing it about 8 years total. Sounds like I've been doing it for 30 years. So I've been trading 8 years now. 5 of which profitably, 2 of which entirely full-time. That's all I've been doing. Just trading. Let's talk about it. I have had 2 coaching sessions recently where I gave a trader, I asked the trader, what do you want to accomplish? And the trader gave me very specific principles. The trader would say, I want to do this over this amount of time, and this is how much time I have to devote to trading. So to give you an example, the trader said, I would like to make $2,000 a month. I have 3 hours a week I can dedicate to this, and I can only trade bullish because I don't have an account with margin, and I want to do so with options. Okay, so this was during a coaching session. So in this coaching session, the student gave me what he wanted, and I provide him with a strategy. You guys ready for this? So I said, here's your strategy. Boom, gave him the strategy. Here you go. I said, now what we need to do is see if you can simply follow this one strategy for the next 3 months. What do you guys think? Did he do it? Yes or no? I'm going to see if he's here. It doesn't matter if he's here. It's okay. We've talked. We're good friends. What do you guys think? Did he do it? Yes or no? I gave it to him. I go, hey, man, this is all you have to do right here. Boom. Very, very specific rules. This is what you need to do. Nope, he did not do it. In fact, 2 weeks in, he broke his trading plan. And he asked for a mulligan. Yeah, so I gave him a mulligan. And I said, okay, so maybe I need to give you a little bit more specific rules. So then I gave him a strategy on 5 stocks to follow. Just 5 stocks. I said, okay, here's the only strategy you can do, and you can only do it on these 5 stocks. Do you think he followed the plan then? Yes or no? And again, he didn't. He went off, did something else. So we had a heart-to-heart, and I said, my friend, here's the deal. Here's what I told you when you started coaching. I told you I'll be honest with you. Trading is not for you. Trading might not be for you. All right? It is difficult, but I mentioned if you want to trade, here's what you got to do. You've got to be able to break through this mental focus, this mental barrier. You've got to be able to break through this little level that you're dealing with. It's a mental thing. I had another coaching student who is here. What's up, buddy? So we go through very similar plan. Trader mentions he wants to trade swing trading. I gave him very, very specific plans. And before we started trading, from my current recollection, it was small loss, small loss, small loss, small loss, small loss. That was kind of like, the 4 or 5 month stretch that he was dealing with. He was like, hey man, I want some coaching. I want to break through this. We did some coaching. I was like, all right, here's your one strategy on your 5 particular stocks that you can trade. This is all you can do. And I will say this, to the trader's credit, he did it. He did it very well. It took a lot of coaching though, because he kept coming back to me and said, please, 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 can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? I kept saying, no, because this is what you have to do. You can focus on this. This is what you got. This is all you can do. And he did it. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what happened? He was profitable. It wasn't a lot. It was not a lot. But the point is, it was profitable, and he did it. I was like, hey, man, congratulations. That's really impressive. The point of the story is that particular student who I will be meeting here in the next few weeks, I'm very, very excited about meeting him in person. He mentioned that the strategy and doing that particular focus and really zoning in was boring. And I replied, fantastic. You guys ready for this? If you're bored at trading, you are probably making money. If you're bored at trading, you're probably making money. Some people trade out of excitement. And if you trade out of excitement, what do you guys think is going to happen more than likely? If you're coming to your computer after a long night, you're waking up, you're wanting to trade, you're excited, you want to get pumped up, you hop on the market, you throw some money in, right? You want to trade, you're bored, you want to do something, you're going to lose money. You're not going to make money. You're going to get emotional. You're going to start thinking about the bill coming up or the fact that you're missing work right now or the fact that this is happening. You're probably going to lose money if you're trading for excitement. Investing is not really that exciting. The market is fun. The market is exciting. Making money is cool. But the actual act of trading itself should not be very exciting at all. If you are really, really excited trading, you are probably going to lose money. You're probably risking more money than you should. All right, that's a big one. Think about that. You're probably risking more than you should. Maybe you're following your plan exactly, but maybe this time you put a little bit more money into the chip, a little bit more chips into the pot. Maybe you shoved. Maybe you went all in on this one particular trade. I've done that before, and your heart starts pounding. By the way, let me just pause for a second. I'm not talking to you guys like talking down to you. I'm really just talking to myself, and I'm just letting you guys be here to hear it. Okay? I want you to know that. I'm talking to me, and you guys just are here listening in because I have been the worst trader in the world. You guys, most of you know my story. I was a horrifically bad trader in all elements possible. I've lost more money than probably all of you combined at one point, and I was at the lowest of the low, the bottom of the bottom, couldn't really go much lower. I've been wherever you have been. Whatever you've done at trading, I've done that and probably worse. So I am talking out of experience. And it was really, really painful, and it was really, really bad getting through that whole process. Someone mentioned earlier, I think Vinny said, you got to have pain to make a change. And we'll probably talk about that a little bit. But I am going to get to the strategies, I promise. And no sales pitch, right? Once it's done, boom, you guys are good to go. I love you. See you later. Sam says, if you want to lose money, be excited or find another source for excitement. Yes. Something less expensive. Correct. If you want to be excited, there's a lot of other things out there that you can be excited with. There's a lot of other things. You could play poker. You could play golf. You could go race cars. Go skydiving. Go do some jiu-jitsu. Go boxing. Boxing's pretty exciting. Hey, what guy here doesn't like to box? William says, when I followed your plan from coaching, I made money. Oh, thanks, Mr. Robertson. I appreciate that. And another gentleman I've met in real life, an amazing character. I love you, Will. Thanks for being here. I'm from Maryland. Do you still live in Maryland, by the way? How are the grandkids? So, I mean, it's not necessarily that you can't be excited when you trade, because making money, like I mentioned, is exciting. It's a good feeling. Let's be honest. That's why we trade. We want to make money. Okay? Right? Dave Briggs, you with me? For trading the markets, yes, we do want to make money. I get that. Making money, that part can be exciting, but we don't want to be excited in order to trade, right? Like behind the computer, I'm bored, let's go trade. I have a trading room where a lot of times I'll tell traders, guys, I'm bored right now, don't let me do anything. Don't let me do anything because I'm bored and I'm just going to lose money. I'm just going to hemorrhage money. So here we go. I'm going to let you guys start, but before I do, I'm going to do a poll. I'm just testing this poll out. I've never done a poll before. I wonder how it looks. All right, here's the poll in progress. Feel free to vote. I don't know how it looks on your end. I'm really not sure, but hopefully it looks good. Go ahead and vote for me. Just tell me how much time. Whatever the majority is, I will start there. So it's either going to be day trading or swing trading. If you guys want me to do long term, I can do long term. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you guys a very simple strategy, a strategy that works, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the trading psychology of it all, and then we're going to be done. I'm not going to keep you here for more than an hour. And again, there's no sales pitch at the end. You can stay the entire time. Okay, I promise. All right. Closing the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. This is This is not good. Actually, it is good. So the majority of you, the vast majority, if you say you have zero time for trading through the week, email me. Let's talk about priorities. If you have zero time, you might be maxed out. Maybe trading's not for you, right? It's okay. Maybe if your family, you got 973 kids. If you're too busy, you're too busy. But the vast majority of you had either an hour plus or an hour per day to devote to trading or some form of trading. So we're going to talk about swing trading first. Okay, here we go. You ready? I'm going to give you, and I hope you're taking notes, I'm going to give you a strategy right now that I know 3 traders who use, 3 traders who consistently have or at one point made money. Now they have broken through their plan and then they can go take other trades. But I'm going to give you the strategy that almost all of my coaching students begin with. The entire reason most people come to me for coaching, do you guys have any idea what that is? What's the one reason? Because again, it's not strategies. Strategies are never the problem. Most traders come to me because they go, hey, Jeremy, I don't really have that good of discipline. I need an accountability partner. That's really why the majority of people come to me. Is like, I can't be consistently profitable, and they know that. They go, hey, it's my fault. I need someone right there. I need someone to help me push the bench press off my chest. I need a spotter. And I make that happen. I follow up often. So they need that discipline. They need someone there to check them. Just like if you go to a job, you have a boss, right? You don't go to work properly, you don't do your job, you get fired. Right? Boom. I almost got fired from a dry cleaning job once. It's Quality Cleaners. Give them a shout out. They're amazing. That was in Gainesville, Florida. And this lady had a stain on her tie that we didn't get out. And it was a pretty expensive tie. And she said, hey, you didn't get the stain out. I don't want to pay for this. I said, okay, seems fair enough to me. Didn't charge her for it. And the manager got really upset about that and threatened to fire me. I was like, well, you can fire me if you want. I don't really care. I can get another job tomorrow. I'm the best employee you'll ever hire. Your choice. I stayed there for a few more weeks, and then I turned 18 and I got a big boy job. That's when the nationwide job starts. So anyway, yeah, one of my first jobs was a dry cleaner. Saying that to say, when you come into work, the reason most of us don't get fired is because we do what we're supposed to do. But when trading happens, who's our boss? Other than the market. The market's always going to be our boss, right? The market will make us give us money or lose us money. But in trading, realistically, again, if you have a $30,000 account and you don't do what you say you're going to do, who's there to get you in trouble? It's like you are your own boss. That's why people want to trade. That's why we want to trade, so we can do whatever it is that we want to do whenever it is that we want to do it. We can have total freedom. We have the absolute anonymity. That's not a word, I don't think. But we can do whatever it is that we want to do. That's why we're trading, right? That's kind of the point. So, here it goes. Here is the strategy. 5 stocks, and I'm going to give them to you. 5 stocks. These are all you can trade. So for those of you who are not profitable, I'm going to give you a challenge right now. You can see if you can do it. If you do this challenge, you'll make money. You ready? 5 stocks. I'm going to write them on the screen for you. Ticker symbol X. American Airlines. Starbucks. Twitter. Micron Technology. 5 stocks. How did I choose those stocks? A little random, but here's the best part. Here's the most beautiful part about it. It usually doesn't matter. Guys, the truth is I could choose any 5 stocks. I can choose any 5. It doesn't matter. I could choose Apple and Netflix. I'm probably not going to choose Google and Amazon because they're pretty expensive. And right now, I'm about to get to the second part of the strategy. But this is the first part of the strategy is you got to trade something. So let's trade 5 stocks. United States Steel, American Airlines, Starbucks, Twitter, Micron Technology. 5. You guys got them so far? Okay. Second part of the strategy. We're trading stocks. We're trading stocks, so don't worry about options. Throw options away. If you are not profitable trading options, then stop. Because in order to trade successfully, you've got to be able to trade the market consistently and disciplined before you can do any strategy with any option ever. Ever, ever, ever. Options are the hardest thing you can do in trading, period. They're the most difficult thing you can do. Would you guys agree on that? Some people probably say no, but here's how I'm absolutely for a fact sure of this. Everything else in the market, I'm talking futures, forex, commodities, bonds, binary options, Bitcoin, for goodness sake. Okay? You simply buy or you sell. Sure, forex has leverage, but you're either buying or you're selling. That's all you're doing. You're either going long or going short. When you're trading options, what happens? You can either buy to open or sell to open. Buy to close or sell to close. Then you have a different strike price. What strike price are you going to pay? I don't know. Are you going to do calls? Are you going to do puts? What expiration date are you going to do? Then you got theta, gamma, delta, rho, vega, implied volatility. You have all the Greeks. You have the bid-ask spread. Now you have open interest and volume. You have a lot of variables. So if you can't trade something that's either going up or down profitably, you're not going to be able to trade anything that has a lot of variables. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying that because I truly want everyone here to make money trading. I really, really do. That would be the greatest day of my life. If I have a webinar and I'm like, who's making money? And everyone's like, me. It's everyone across the board. I'm like, yes, best day ever. Okay, until that day occurs, which I hope it does. I know that you can make more money with options faster. I do trade options. I love option trading. Big fan of options. Lost a lot of money with options. $105,318. You've got to learn stocks before you can trade options. That's simple. Okay? I know it's slower. I know it's slow. It's really slow. I know it's really, really slow. I get that. Everything in the stock market is going to take longer than you want it to. So be prepared for it to take a while. It's going to take longer than you want it to. You guys with me so far? We good? Okay. 5 stocks. What are we going to do? We're going to trade those stocks. We're going to trade them actively. We're going to trade the stocks, not the options. Bam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up United States Steel. I'm going to look at just the candles. I'm going to come in here to the hourly chart. I'm going to pull up a moving average. And I'm going to choose the 50 exponential moving average on the hourly chart. Now, Jeremy, why the 50? Jeremy, why the hourly? I know both of you are thinking that. Great question to think. I commend you. At some point, you just got to choose. At some point, you got to choose. It's kind of like marriage, right? Unless you're a polygamist, you're probably only married to one person. Right? You got to choose. If you're eating at a restaurant, how many restaurants can you eat at any one given time? Probably one. If you're driving a vehicle, how many cars or vehicles can you drive at any one given time? One. At some point, you just got to make that decision. In the stock market, the best thing you can do is remove variables. What do I mean by variables? We'll get to that in just a little bit. But the best thing you can do in trading is remove variables. Realistically, what variables are all the other things out there that are clouding your judgment. That's what variables are. And we'll get to them. And if I don't, make sure to remind me. So the reason I'm picking the 50 exponential moving average on the hourly chart is because it's simple. There you go. It's pretty easy. You guys ready for the strategy? Here it goes. If the stock is above the 50 exponential moving average, be bullish. If the stock is below the 50 moving average, be bearish. This is the only, you can place bearish trades if it's below the 50. You can place bullish trades if it's above the 50. There's your strategy. Boom, we're done. Thank you. All right, shutting down the webinar. I mean, that literally is the strategy. Don't even worry about candlesticks right now. Don't even worry about it. Just as soon as it goes below the 50, get into bearish trades. And as soon as it goes above the 50, get into bullish ones. Okay? For right now, just see if you can do that. Now, okay, here's the beautiful part about it. Are you telling me that sometimes I'm going to lose money on these trades? Why, yes. Yes, I am saying that. Yeah. I can point at a few instances on this trade right now where you would have lost money doing this exact strategy. You ready? In fact, I'm going to go ahead and point to them now. Here we go. This is, I don't know, the last May 11th. Now, I know this is back in the data. This is way long time ago. But here we go. Had you gone bullish right there, at some level, you would have made money. Stock comes down to the 50 and bounced off of it nicely. If this is all your strategy is, I'm assuming you probably bought there. You probably made money. Stock is below the 50 right there, and it hung out below the 50 for a little bit. I'm assuming you got in bearish, and you made money. In between here, you probably took 2 or 3 trades. Let's just say 3 trades, and you lost money on those 3 trades. You made money here without question. A blind, one-legged squirrel could have made money right there. All right, we're going bullish. Let's say you lose money right here. Pretty much no question, right? You lost some money right there. Awesome, good stuff. Bullish, made money. Bearish, lost money. Bullish, maybe made some money, maybe break even. But let's say you lost right there. Let's say you broke even. I'm going to do a different color for break even. Break even right there. And boom, you're back to making money. Okay. Now here comes the fun part. You all know risk mitigation. So I'm going to be honest. This is real life trading. I'm not here to sell you anything. So I don't have anything to hide behind. I'm going to be pretty flipping honest with you guys. You ready? You're going to lose money right there. There. That's 4, 5. So let's say out of that scenario, you lost money 5 times on 5 trades. You were wrong. Dead wrong. Didn't do what you wanted to, and you lost money. Then the blue and the green, you're profitable. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my goodness! Whoa! Have you guys ever seen my day trading statistics for the last 2 years? Do you guys have any idea what percentage of wins I get? Some of you know. Any idea? Okay, my day trading winning percentage right now is 43.19%. I made a lot of trades in the last 2 years, but 43.19. So out of this, if you did 11 trades, you won 6 of them, you're about 50%. Boom. Now John brings up a very good point. He goes, what bearish strategy? Do you use options in an IRA? In an IRA, you can use options, but again, John, we're talking about just stock. So let's say you're trading through an IRA and you can't go bearish. What does that mean? Looks like you're only going to play bullish trades then. Don't worry about options, right? Take options off the table. Now, yes, if you have a really good grasp of options, of course, you can play them with put options. Right? But if you can't short in an IRA, which most of you probably can't, then you only want to go long, then let's just go look at all the long trades that you would have made money on. This one, this one, this one, you would have lost here. This one, you would have lost here. So 1, 2, 3 losers and 4 winners. Okay, there you go. Pretty much the exact same stats. Now, you all have seen this math. If I'm risking $200 on every one of these trades, $200 on every one of these trades, I'm risking $200. That's how much I lose when I lose. And when I win more than 200. You're going to be profitable at the end of this trade. So from there, Michael says, in this strategy, what's your exit point or signal for each trade? It's a great question. We're going to get to the exiting in just a moment, but for simplicity purposes, let's just go ahead and do it now. So this is going to be your 1 risk unit. That's your R. That's your risk. So your risk can be whatever it is, $200, $100, $50, $1,000, $2,000. This is your risk unit, $200. Your profit is exit all when / if you hit 2R. 2 times your risk unit, exit all of your position. Okay? Exit all of your position when you hit 2R, which is 2 times your risk. Whatever that might be per your account. Then when you lose, do your best to lose less than 1R. If you lose 1R, you're going to be making a profit. Doesn't matter. If you can lose 0.7R on every trade that you lose and you get 2R on every trade that you win, you're going to be a very, very, very profitable trader within about a year and a half. You're going to have a lot of money. Sorry, less than other way. Thanks, Lindy. So less than 1R. Now, Martin says, do you wait for an hourly close above or below the 50 EMA to decide? Nope, but you can if you want to. Again, don't even mention candlesticks. Obviously, a lot of you know candlesticks, and a lot of you could see times that you may or may not have taken this trade bullish or bearish based on some candlestick analysis. But regardless of how good you are on analysis or not, let's just say anytime it's below the 50 and then you place your stop above a recent pivot. As soon as it just breaks below. So here's an example. Ready? Okay. So here's your 50 exponential moving average. As soon as it breaks below the 50, you're getting in bearish. Okay. That's an open of the day. And let's say you place your stop right here. That's 2R. Down there, you made your profit. Okay. Stock is above the 50. You get in. Let's say here. You place your stop there or there. And again, either you lose or the trade does a little bit of this action and you end up moving up your stop and you get stopped out for a small gain. Let's say you get in bullish right here and you place your stop right here. You get stopped out, you lose an R. Then you're going to have a little bit of a support resistance. You're probably not going to take that trade until it does this. Then you're going to hop on bearish and you're going to make money. So yes, again, you can use and peel other pieces of the strategy together. You know, your normal support resistance lines, but just use the 50 EMA. And if it breaks above it, boom, there you go. You're in bullish right there. Now, depending on how you do your stop, okay, again, it's all about risk mitigation. Let's say you get in bullish on this. I mean, you probably, right, Martin wouldn't have gotten in until it broke that wick. So there's your wick right there, right on the 50. So let's say you waited until this candle to get in, right? It closes above the 50. So again, you can back test it. If you want to do a close, you could absolutely do that. I probably suggest it. And again, that can be part of the rules or part of the strategy, but bam, it closes above the 50. You get in bullish and you set your stop right here. 1340 by 1440, let's just say for easy numbers. So you're risking $1. Okay, the trade automatically gaps up. So if you're risking $1, your target is way up here at 2R. Stock gapped up in your direction, so you probably moved up your stop to, I don't know, maybe here. And you got stopped out. Boom, right there. And then maybe you ended up moving up your stop to here, right, after this day, and you got stopped out here. Either way, you lost less than an R. I'm never going to show you a strategy without showing you most of the losers. I think it was Jordan Belfort who said, don't judge me by my winners, judge me by my losers because I have so few on Wolf of Wall Street. Well, it's not the case because I lose every 2 trades I take, I lose one of them. But that's the strategy on all stocks, every one that you're looking at. All right, every one that you're looking at, that's going to be the strategy. And the beautiful part is if you lose less money than you make, here's a mathematical certainty. This is a fact. If you lose less money than you make, you're going to make money. Is that true or false, ladies and gentlemen? Think about it. If you lose less money than you make, you will lose money. Or you will make money. Just said it wrong. So there will be times where you're going to take a trade and you're going to be wrong. And you're going to think, man, this strategy doesn't work. Then there's going to be times where you're going to take 9 trades in a row and you're going to lose on every one of those trades. What are you going to do? You lose 9 trades in a row. What happens? You're going to cry. Yeah, you're going to cry, and what else? Keep on, baby. Fall down 9, stand up 10, right? The Japanese proverb, or wherever it is. So a lot of traders, they will take a trade. They'll lose 3 trades in a row. I've lost 3 trades in a row. And they just change everything. They change it all. They change everything. Screw this 50 thing. And then they go to the 10. They do the 10 exponential moving average. And they do the 4 hourly. And then they change the options. And then they have 2 months of success. And they have 1 month that they don't make money. And then they change again. And they're always changing and changing and changing. How will you know what works if you don't put in some time into it? How would you know? How would you have any idea? Type in a 1 if you feel like you change your strategy once every few months. And guys, again, my hand's up because I've been the poster child of everything terrible, but there's a lot of 1s coming in. Okay? There's a lot of 1s. Martin says, that's a huge problem. Always changing, never sticking with anything. You've got to. Again, I mean, this sounds crazy, but let's go back to the relationship example. If you're always changing relationships, like, I don't know, every 3 days, how would you know if you love someone or not? Or that you're matching, or what, you get the point. If you're every 3 days, you're with someone entirely different. Like, every 3 days ever. Like, what's going on? Steven says, been there, done that, been there, but no longer. Been trading with Jeremy now for a few months, and I only traded strategy, much more effective to focus on one strategy. Appreciate you saying that, Steven. You've got to focus, guys. And again, it doesn't really matter what strategy it is. That's the beautiful thing. I can give you any of these strategies. I can give you any moving average. Here's another example. Here's a day trader. I know a day trader, and this is I don't know if this is going to shock you or not. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't. He did not trade real money his entire life profitably. He started working with real life trading in February, practicing. He began day trading for the first time in his entire life in June of this year, like three weeks ago. With this strategy I'm about to show you right now, he started day trading with this strategy in June. Guess how much money he made? How much did he do in June with this one flipping strategy? He made 4R. Bam. 4R. I told you it may or may not shock you, right? I don't know if that's a big number or a small number, but here's what you guys got to keep in mind. I'm not here to hide anything from you. I'm going to be as real as I can. You guys know that you will double your account if you make 3R every month for 6 months? Okay? That's a shocking number. My buddy Brad did it since January. 4R. The same month that I got 6, he got 4. I'm not comparing numbers. I'm being really honest with you guys right now. June was a little bit of a slow month. So, I'm not traveling in July. I'm not going anywhere. Not traveling. Not going anywhere. But August, I already am. I've already hit my goal. I've already hit my goal for July, so I'm traveling in August. Austin, how much did 1R again? 2%? Yes, sir. 2% of your account. It's up to you. It can be anywhere between 1 and 2. You choose, right? You choose, and then just kind of go from there. First month ever day trading real money, he locks in 4R. Here's his strategy. He uses the 1 minute chart. He uses the 50 moving average, and he waits for it to come down and bounce. So, for example, today, he would have done a few trades. He would have done this trade. He would have made money, bearish. He would have done this trade and lost money, bullish. He would have missed out on that bearish trade. He would have done this trade and made money, bullish, with a breakout right there. He would have lost money through here, and he would have taken that trade and would have killed it. So he is, again, I'm talking to losers, winner, winner, not winner, not winner, 3 for 5. 3 for 5. Ricky says, how's it double your account in 6 months if R is only 2%? 2%, 3R a month is 6%, right? So 6% times 6 is 36%. Compound it. Brad does the numbers. Maybe I just said something wrong. It's something to that extent. How about this? It gives you a half, 50%. Close enough. 36%. Is that it? Michael said, did not understand the day trading strategy. He has the 50 exponential moving average on the 1 minute chart. When it's below it, he's looking to play it bearish on the retest. When it's above it, he's looking to play it bullish on the retest. Okay? Bearish candle is below the 1. He's looking to play it bearish when it comes back into the 50. He shorts it. When it's above the 50, he looks for it to come down and then buys it. He says 1 year, I think is what he says. Okay, so my apologies, 1 year. Does that help, Ricky? 3R a month, every month for a year doubles your account? Is that pretty much close? He says, yes, thank you. Okay, so again, apologies if I got the math wrong. Math is definitely not my strong suit. That's why I have Brad on the team, guys. If it wasn't for Brad and Angie, it would just be a giant storm of, all over the place. Austin says 3 hours takes a year, 4 hours takes 9 months. All right, fantastic. Does that help, Michael? Did I answer your question? So again, his strategy is he uses the 50 EMA on the 1 minute chart. And when it's above it, he buys the retest. When it's below it, he shorts the retest. That's all he does all day. That's what I'm saying. So he would have won on this trade. He would have lost on this trade. He would have won on that trade. That's it. I didn't understand the retest. No worries. Mikhail says, retest is required to take any trade? Nope. You can take the breakout or the retest. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and write this down on your computer. Everything works in trading. Comma. Just not all the time. There you go. It's like the Anchorman movie. 50% of the time it works all the time. Trading's the same way. So in retests or breakouts, he just does the retest. If he took a breakout, he would have made money right there, Nikhil. He would have done very, very well on that breakout. Where's another bullish breakout he would have made money on this bullish breakout right there. He would have made money maybe on that bullish breakout. And then again, just kind of continues from here. And this is today. This is all today. So let's go back to yesterday. Let's see his performance yesterday. Because again, I can trade his system so simple. It's really very easy. I don't trade it, but it's quite simple. Okay, boom. There's the breakout right there, Nikhil, and there's the retest. That's where he's getting in short, placing a stop above a candle. Bam, bam, bam. There's his 2R. I mean, again, it's simple. Trading is simple, but difficult. Like moving 1,000 pounds of bricks. Okay? My dad gave me that chore when I was little all the time. It was this giant pound, massive thing of bricks. And you go, all right, Jeremy, it's Tuesday. Go move the bricks. And I never understood why. I mean, he paid me to do it. But now I realize why he was doing it. Just pay me to get outside so him and my mom could be alone. Right? Hey-o. But he was instilling work ethic and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, moving bricks like from here to here, from one location to another location, not very hard to do, but pretty difficult because you got to pick up every single brick and move it across the thing. Jose said, go play with the bricks. Exactly. Nikhil says, how do you know if it's going to break out or retest? You don't. That's the most beautiful thing, man. You never know. You don't. There's a lot of things that can help you. Volume can help. The bigger the volume, the more likely it's going to break out. But again, man, here's a breakout that would have failed, and here's a retest that would have failed. So there's both strategies right there, just getting shot down. Both of them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, this strategy works, just not all the time. So this is a day trading strategy. It's the exact same strategy we just talked about. So if you took this breakout right here, so it's below the 50, you shorted the retest, you place your stop right here, you lose. right? You lose. Try again. And you can see the trade ended up working. Oh, no, the market's after me. I'm terrible. I can't trade. Well, had you taken this retest right here with a stop right here, okay, that's 2 R's, easy, all day. And if you took that exact same trade right there and you lost 1 R, you're up an R for the day. Boom. An R a day keeps the bill collector at bay. So that's United States Steel. And again, that's the day trading perspective. The day trading perspective. John wants to look at some more. Sure, let's go look at Twitter. So Twitter. Let's go to the hourly chart. And again, let's start looking at some of these trades based on the 50 now and what we could do with them. Okay. So here's the hourly on Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, could a two-legged blind squirrel make money on Twitter right there being bullish? Then he says, in your trading room, I'm sure you could guide people further for those who need one-to-ones. Yes, exactly. Again, that's kind of the point, right? I mean, I can help navigate a little bit of some of those rocky waters, but yeah, a three-legged blind squirrel could have made money right there. All right, you're bullish. It's gapping above. I mean, look at this. White candle gapping up. Who can tell me what type of gap is that, ladies and gentlemen? I know there's someone out there that teaches it totally for free. Can't think of it. Okay, thank you, Austin. Retest gap. Ladies and gentlemen, did it retest? Yeah, here it is right here. Boop. So instead of taking that initial, right, you could wait for it to come back. Then you buy. You get in. Nikhil, here's your morning star reversal pattern right there. So if you want to wait for the morning star reversal pattern entry, you can place a stop here, 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 whatever you want to place a stop, boom, you make money, simple, okay? You make money. So let's talk about what we could do from it now. Well, I mean, if we're looking at Twitter at this exact moment in time, looks like Twitter is about to come down to the 50, potentially. Of course, it doesn't have to, but I'm seeing that there's some resistance here, and okay, so you got a really nice trend. So after a good trend comes a distribution. So the stock will probably trade down. And your plan could be, guys, again, here it is. Your plan could be buy when it comes into here, place your stop right there, 1724. Will that work? Yes or no? The answer is I have no idea. I don't know. I do not know. How much are we going to lose if we're wrong? Hopefully 1 risk unit, 1% of our account, or 2%, whatever you want your risk to be. What if it works? How much can we win? Hopefully more than that, preferably 2R. Boom, there you go. And you got to do that over and over and over and over and over. I did have another trader who I gave a very, very similar strategy to. It was a little different, but pretty similar. Okay? Never traded consistently ever before in his entire life. Few coaching sessions. He is still doing this exact same strategy, but now he does it on different stocks. It's not just those 5. He can do it on whatever stock he wants. Right, he can do it whatever stocks he wants. So he uses gaps, right? He understands the methodology of gaps. White candle gapping up, so retest gap. He understands the methodology of gaps. He understands the methodology of timing. He, sets everything up in advance, plans in advance. Michael said, do you watch all the 5 stocks at the same time or just concentrate at one time? Well, that's the beautiful part, man. I would preferably like you guys to look at these like once a day for, 5 minutes at a time. Five minutes at a time, go through your trade, say, okay, here it is, boom, and then just set up the trade and walk away. That'd be great. If you have time to sit there and watch it all day, awesome. But again, remove variables. Do your best to remove the variables from the trade. When I say variables, I'm talking about things that you're looking at, things that you're doing, things that you're thinking about. At some point, you just got to buy and sell. At some point, you just got to pull the trigger. At some point, you just got to lose small. Ricky says, what about stocks in a channel? Hey, man, stocks in a channel. I love it. That's why I said the hourly chart. Okay, here's the hourly chart. This is earnings, so you probably would have been out before earnings. You probably would have broke even on a bullish trade. You would have lost on a bearish trade. You made some money on a bullish trade. You're profitable. You made money on a bearish trade. You're profitable. You lost on a bullish trade. You made money on a bearish trade. You're in a bullish trade right now. Does that help, Ricky? Guys, it's simple. I know you're like, well, this is all hindsight. It's like, not really. If you're focusing on the exact same stocks all the time, you don't even need anything else, right? That's variables. Variables are looking at every other stock in the world. Variables are getting 900 different scanners, having 900 different indicators, having 900 different lines on the screen, looking at everything else possibly that you can look at. If you're not making money, that's not going to help you. If you want to start fine-tuning your plan, fine-tuning your analysis, figuring out, okay, adding some additional rules like I need it to close, I need it to do this, I need it to do that, I need to have this kind of candlestick pattern, so on and so forth, I need it to gap. If you're starting to add strategies and rules to the plan, that is totally, totally fine. And if you want to say, as another strategy, okay, here's the deal. If the stock is above the 50 on the hourly, I am looking for a bullish trade. Then you want to use whatever analysis it is that you want to use, that's totally fine. If it's just simply above the 50 EMA on the hourly, be bullish. Right? That's it. Just be bullish. If it, boop, there we go. Melanie says, you're talking about entry. How do you know when to exit to protect profit? Just earlier I mentioned exit all at 2R. Okay, so if it hits 2 times your risk, you just take the trade, you lock in your profit, you're good to go. And then from there, I mean, at some point, I think it's a little intuitional to, if the trade's moving in your favor, start increasing your stop. Right? But again, that can be part of your plan. You can say how often you move your stop, how often you don't move your stop. If you get into the trade, you have to, you can move your stop every day, once a day max. I would say after every day, you can go in and find out if the trade's moving in your favor, and if it is, move up your stop just a little bit to protect some risk and take some risk off the table. As mentioned, you want to do less than 1R on your losses, and hopefully you get 2R on your gains, or maybe at least more than 1R. Does that make sense, Melanie? So you can just follow the 50 exponential all the way up if you want, if that helps you, kind of protect your profit. Nikhil says, how many indicators do you need? Nothing. Green line. It's a 50 exponential. Boom. Martin says, if you're working, I would think you could set some type of alert. Yep, that is correct. Absolutely. Austin says, 1R is 2% of portfolio or 2% on the trade. 2% of the portfolio, Mr. Flynn. If your portfolio is 50 grand, 1% is $500, and 2% would be 1,000. Steven says, Steve Primo will charge you $997 for the same info Jeremy's giving you tonight for free. In fact, I just listened to reply. He's talking about this exact strategy. Is he really? It's awesome. I know Steve, actually. Great guy, guys. Again, I love people who trade. I love traders. I love people who try to educate and help. And again, here's the deal. If we're going through tonight and you're like, oh, man, this is a lot to digest, you can email me. My email, jeremy@reallifetrade.com. I'll have my assistant get back to you. Just kidding. I'll reply to you. I don't have an assistant yet. I'm trying to hire her, and she's really cute. She's a cutie. Beautiful smile. Gorgeous hair. She lives with me. Jeremy@reallifetrade.com. That's my email address. Nikhil said, do the strategies work in a volatile market? Absolutely, man. Of course. This is Brexit right here. Absolutely. The more volatile, the better. So again, guys, if you do have questions about this or you want to get a little bit better at candlesticks, you can email me. If you want to get better at gaps, you can email me. I do have all this information for free on my website, reallifetrade.com. If you get a chance to hop over there, Ange Barbosa, Albert, Johnny Guarco, Brad Reed. We spend a lot of time on this website. Come over to Education. All of our ebooks are free. Literally, they don't cost you a dime. Like one American dime, they don't cost you a dime. So you can go on candlesticks. You can go on types of gaps. I challenge each one of you to do this strategy for 3 months and tell me how it goes. This exact strategy. That's my challenge to you. Give it 3 months. 3 months focusing on the 5 stocks I gave you or some other 5 stocks that you want. It really doesn't matter. It could be Apple, Netflix, Starbucks is on the list. Here's Starbucks. Starbucks is a fun one. Okay, 50 EMA on the hourly. Here you go. Okay, so if it's below the 50 on the hourly, all of that, whatever you're looking to trade is potential bearish trades. You lost on that one. You're making money on this one. You're losing. You probably lost a few times right there because the 50 was pretty sideways. But again, at some point, I think it was Richard who asked, but I forgot now. So at some point, if it's in a channel, how do you play that? Well, again, at some point, your analysis skills are going to kick in and you're going to do support and resistance, right? At some point, you're going to do that. Would you guys agree? You know, your technical analysis, you guys know how to draw support and resistance. So if it's just trading style, it's like, man, I've lost 3 trades in a row. What's going on? Oh, wait, it's in a channel. Okay. And you just kind of flip it. All right, I'm a buy, I'm a buy, I'm a buy. You guys get the idea. So, you know, if it looks sideways, it looks sideways. What would be our analysis on Starbucks as of right now? What do you guys think? As of right now, what would our analysis be on Starbucks? Is it above or below the 50? It's above. So you have your direction. Now you know what to do. Right? Once you have a direction, that's it. You've got your direction. Now it's entirely up to you to figure out how you want to play this. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there are literally countless ways to trade the market, countless prices to do it, countless strategies. If you have a little bit of a resistance here, a little bit of a support right there, and let's say you have a limit buy with a stop right there. Will that work, yes or no? I have no idea. I don't know. What if you did entry here, stop here? Will that trade work? I don't know. I have no idea. What if you have a setup that's right here, and this is where you buy, and your stop is right there, and this is your target? Will that trade work? I don't know. I have no idea. As humans, we crave things to be certain. We crave certainty. That's one of our 6 human needs. That's why people love having a paycheck. They love knowing where money is coming in, and that's why trading stresses people out. Because trading is the only 9 to 5 that you'll ever do. It's the only 9 to 5 that you'll, well, technically, it's the only 9:30 to 4 that you'll ever do. That is literally, you have no idea if you're going to make money or not. Okay, you have no clue. If I go to McDonald's right now, I'll make more money than I made on Monday. If I worked a 9 to Monday, I made $0. No, was it Monday or Tuesday? Shoot, I'm sorry, it was Tuesday. My bad. Tuesday. Today's Thursday? Okay. You guys get what I'm saying. People crave certainty. So the truth of the matter is you will never know if a trade's going to work. What is important? It was the most important aspect of any trade. You guys ready? Here it is. Did you plan it in advance? Are you consistently doing the same thing? Can you lose less money than your risk? Can you lose less money than your reward? Are you risking less than you can gain? Did you plan in advance? Have you done this before? Are you going to lose less money than you're going to win? Risk mitigation, consistency, trade your plan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. 3 months is about when most people give up on everything. Dieting, a new relationship, a new workout plan, a new hobby, right? Maybe you're doing paintball or maybe you're doing fly fishing. 3 months is about the time that most people give up on anything. Just make trading really boring. where you almost don't even think about it. The less you think about trading, the more... Who here has traded profitably virtually, but you can't do it with real money? You know why? Because virtual money, you don't even think about it. You go in, you know what you're going to do, you pull the trigger, no hesitation, you make money. Every single time in virtual trading, you will make money. But when it comes to real money, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Is there divergence? Is this, what kind of gap? Wait a minute. What about this trend line right here? What about this trend line? That trend line is going to hold this thing down because it's in a channel. But wait a minute. What if this is a divergence? Yes. This is going to come up here and it's going to roll over. Or okay. Right. You start thinking about everything possible. Nope. Keep trading simple. Trading is simple, but difficult. It's like if I gave you a hatchet to chop down a tree. It's going to take you a long time. If you keep swinging at some point, maybe you have to get a new hatchet. Think of Shawshank Redemption. Okay? How did he get through the wall? With a stupid little chisel. It took a long time, but he got through the wall, and now he lives in Mexico. Now he lives in Mexico. That's the place that I want to go. I want to go to Mexico. Scott says it's harder to pull the trigger with real money. It is. It's harder. But if you have a plan and you make yourself do it. So here's one rule that is in all of my coaching students' plans. If you plan it, who can fill in the blanks for me? If you plan it, you've got to do it. If you say, I'm buying Tesla at this level, and Tesla gets to that level, and you didn't buy, oh, you're in trouble. The wrath of Newsom is coming down. Stephen King can tell you, even on your birthday, it's not a good day. Right? So, you got to trade your plan. If you say it, you're going to do it, then do it. No question. Move. APC is breaking with the 50. Do you agree? It's breaking the 50 bearish. That is correct. Yep. So what would I be looking to do? I have not looked at this stock ever, but let me just zoom out just a little bit. So it's it's below the 50. It's got a good little support right here. Let me try to draw that support a little bit better. There's your support. So I'll be looking for a retest, Mr. Robertson. Again, that would just be my plan, right? You can make a few small tweaks. I would short on the retest. I place my stop right there, 2 R's right there, and that's it. Boom. Charles Waits, will you post this nugget for us to enjoy again and again? Yes, sir, I will. I will indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end. Now, all you need to do is sign up for this one special program, and I'll teach you I'm just kidding. Anything else? Do you guys have any questions for me? Nikhil says, is hourly chart for swing trading? Yep, and minute for day trading. Correct. Brandon says, what would you suggest the max number of positions be at any one time? 4 if you're swing trading. Nikhil says, when will you be on the TV show like Kramer? I'm working on it, Nikhil. You got to help me, man. Help me get on. How do I beat Kramer? I'm better than he is. Kramer, I'm coming for you if you hear me, man. I'm bringing it. Any other questions for me, ladies and gentlemen? Melanie says, my son likes you better than Kramer. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. Thank you. Steven, I appreciate you saying that, man. Dude, you're so kind. Mr. King, that really means the world to me. He says, I will preface this comment by saying Jeremy did not ask me to pump him up. I did not. This is just me expressing my personal feelings. If any of you don't work with Jeremy, you should. I'll stop there. You guys can read the rest. Steven, I appreciate it, man. I love you, brother. Can't wait to meet you in real life. Real life. Sybil says, yes, you are. Thank you, Sybil. Eric says, all good. Look forward to more. Yes, there will be more. Ladies and gentlemen, the countdown has begun. I want to go ahead and make an announcement. I almost forgot. There's going to be an announcement. I'm sorry. Some of you already have left, but that's okay. There'll be more. You guys ready for an announcement? I want to see some energy. This is big. This is really big. Oh man, I am amped. Where's my red button that Kramer hits when everyone freaks out? Okay, here it goes. Here's the deal. 2 years ago, I had the biggest webinar ever in my life. I called it the most eagerly anticipated webinar of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your link to the second most eagerly anticipated webinar of all time. September the 8th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My team and Real Life Trading and Real Life Trading Everywhere, we're going to change the game again. Be there. We're going to have huge announcements. We're going to have absolutely industry-changing intel. You're going to want to be there. We're going to have other webinars likely between now and then, maybe one or two. Register. It's, of course, free. Right? Register. It's there. But it's a big announcement. It's an announcement that a lot of people have been waiting a long time for. I've waited a long time for. I've stayed up many countless nights waiting for this night. Many ramen noodle and chicken and bean induced sleeping nights because of this night. Austin said, I'm going to be mad if you leave Real Life Trading. Oh, no. I'm not going anywhere. But I'm going to be taking off some handcuffs, ladies and gentlemen. September the 8th. You be there. Angie's going to be there. The world's going to be there.
Yeah, no way I'm letting him leave.
No, we're not going anywhere. Thanks, Angie, for the love. Guys, I'll see you later. Tell all of your friends and family it's about to go down. Put your shades on. The future is bright. Until next time, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. I'll see you guys later. You rock.